What if I told you that the real difference between the rich and the poor isn't luck, talent, or even hard work? It's something much deeper: how they think about money. The rich follow 15 simple rules that build their fortune. The poor? They unknowingly break these rules every single day, keeping them trapped in a cycle of struggle. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what those rules are and how you can start using them today to change your financial future forever. Let's dive in. Rule number 1. The mindset shift: building wealth versus just surviving. Most people believe that making more money is the key to becoming rich. They think that if they can just increase their salary, all their financial problems will disappear. But the truth is, wealth isn't built by how much money comes in. It's built by how much is kept and grown over time. Wealthy people don't focus on their income alone. They focus on their net worth, the total value of everything they own, minus their debts. Their goal is not just to earn money, but to make sure that money continues to work for them, even when they are not working. Every financial decision they make is based on a simple question: will this increase my net worth? They don't waste time chasing higher salaries without a plan. Instead, they put their money into assets, things that grow in value and generate income. Money flows into stocks, which appreciate over time and provide dividends. Money flows into real estate, which increases in value and generates rental income. Money flows into businesses, which create new streams of revenue. Every dollar is placed where it can multiply. Meanwhile, most people stay stuck in a cycle of earning and spending. They focus on their paycheck, watching it disappear into rent, bills, car payments, groceries, entertainment, and unnecessary expenses. At the end of the month, there is nothing left. When the next paycheck arrives, the cycle starts again. The problem isn't low income. It's the habit of spending everything that comes in, without a plan for growth. Breaking free from this cycle requires a complete shift in mindset. Money must be managed, not just earned. Every financial decision must be made with long-term wealth in mind. Tracking net worth is essential. Every asset and every debt must be accounted for, with a focus on increasing what is owned and reducing what is owed. Building wealth isn't about luck or working harder. It's about controlling where money goes. It's about making sure that every dollar is either protected, invested, or put into something that will create more wealth in the future. The difference between the rich and the poor isn't just money. It's how money is handled. The moment the focus shifts from income to net worth, financial growth begins. Rule number 2. Pay yourself first: the secret to financial freedom. Money flows in two directions. It either works for you, or you work for it. The difference between the rich and the poor isn't just how much they earn, but how they handle that money the moment it arrives. Wealthy people follow a simple but powerful rule: they pay themselves first. Before a single bill is paid, before a single dollar is spent, they set aside at least 20% of their income for savings and investments. This isn't an afterthought. It's the first and most important step in their financial plan. Their money starts working for them before they work for anyone else. That money flows into stocks, real estate, and business ventures, assets that grow over time. Each dollar saved isn't just sitting idle. It's working, multiplying, and creating more money. On the other hand, most people do the opposite. The moment their paycheck arrives, they pay bills, buy necessities, cover daily expenses, and spend on entertainment. Only after all of that, if there's anything left, do they consider saving. But let's be honest, there's never anything left. This is why so many people struggle financially, no matter how much they earn. They let expenses control their future. They work hard for their money, but their money never works for them. Breaking free from this cycle isn't about making more money. It's about keeping and growing what you already earn. The key is making saving automatic. Before spending a single dollar, a portion of income must go directly into savings and investments. Even if it's just 10%, setting up an automatic transfer from each paycheck ensures that saving isn't a choice, it's a habit. Because here's the truth: wealth isn't measured by income. It's measured by what is kept and multiplied. The moment saving becomes a priority, financial growth begins. The future is not built on what is earned. It is built on what is wisely managed and allowed to grow. Rule number 3. Smart debt versus debt traps. Debt is a tool. It can build wealth, or it can destroy it. The difference between the rich and the poor isn't whether they borrow money. It's how they use it. Wealthy people understand that debt can be leveraged to create more wealth. They borrow money strategically, using low-interest loans to acquire income-generating assets. A mortgage on a rental property? That's an investment, because the rent pays for the loan, and over time, the property increases in value. A business loan? That's a tool, because it funds an enterprise that can generate revenue for years to come. Every dollar borrowed has a purpose, to make more money. But most people don't use debt this way. Instead of leveraging it to build wealth, they accumulate liabilities, things that take money out of their pockets. They max out credit cards on expensive gadgets, luxury vacations, and brand new cars, items that lose value the moment they're bought. They borrow to consume, not to invest. This is why so many people are trapped in an endless cycle of financial stress. They spend years paying off debt that never made them richer. High-interest loans drain their income, leaving them with less money to save, invest, or grow. The solution is simple but powerful. Never borrow money for something that won't pay you back. The rich understand this rule. Debt should be a stepping stone to financial freedom, not a trap that keeps you stuck. The moment you start using debt as a tool, not as a crutch, you take control of your financial future. Rule number 4, education, the money knowledge gap. Money doesn't stay with those who earn the most. It stays with those who understand how it works. This is why the rich and the poor use their time so differently. Wealthy people know that financial education is the foundation of success. They don't just work for money. They learn how to make money work for them. At least 5 hours a week are dedicated to improving their financial knowledge, reading books, studying investments, listening to mentors, or taking courses. Every piece of knowledge they gain becomes a tool they can use to grow their wealth. Meanwhile, most people do the opposite. They spend hours on entertainment, binge-watching Netflix, scrolling endlessly through social media, or getting lost in distractions that bring zero financial value. Time that could be spent learning how to build wealth is instead wasted on temporary amusement. This is why the gap between the rich and the poor isn't just about income. It's about what they prioritize. Knowledge is the greatest investment because it compounds over time. A single book, a single course, or a single lesson from the right mentor can completely change a financial future. The fix is simple. Make financial learning a daily habit. Swap just 30 minutes a day for a money podcast, a book like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, or an investing course. Instead of consuming content that entertains, consume content that educates. Because money follows knowledge. The more you understand how wealth works, the faster you can build it. The decision is always yours. Spend time on distractions or spend time on your future. Rule number 5. Thinking long-term versus living paycheck to paycheck. Wealth isn't built in a week. It's not built in a month. True wealth is built over decades, through patience, discipline, and long-term vision. That's exactly how the rich think. They don't make financial decisions based on this week's bills or next month's paycheck. They operate on a much larger timeline, 10 years, even 20 years into the future. Every move they make is part of a bigger plan. When they invest, they're not looking for quick wins. They're thinking about how that investment will grow over time. Whether it's real estate, stocks, or building a business, they understand that the path to financial freedom is a marathon, not a sprint. On the other hand, most people live in survival mode. Every decision is made for the moment. The only focus is on getting through this month, covering this week's bills, or stretching the paycheck just far enough to make it to the next one. There's no time or energy left to think about the future because everything is spent just trying to stay afloat. But here's the truth. If you never plan beyond today, you'll always be stuck in today. The fix? Start thinking like the wealthy. Make a 10-year financial plan. Where do you want to be financially a decade from now? How much do you want saved? What kind of life do you want to live? Now break it down year by year. What needs to happen each year to get there? You don't need to have everything figured out right now. You just need to start. Because the moment you shift your mindset from short-term survival to long-term strategy, everything begins to change. Wealth comes to those who are willing to wait for it and plan for it. Rule number 6. Risk, calculated bets versus playing it safe. One of the biggest differences between the rich and the poor comes down to how they handle risk. Wealthy people understand that every opportunity carries some level of risk, but they don't let that stop them. They take calculated risks. They study, prepare, and when the time is right, they act. They start businesses, they invest early, they put their money into opportunities that might not guarantee success, but offer the chance for massive growth. No, they don't win every time. But when they do, they win big. And every failure becomes a lesson, pushing them closer to the next win. Meanwhile, the poor avoid risk entirely. They hold tightly to what little they have, keeping all their money in a savings account, watching it slowly lose value to inflation. Over time, that safe money becomes weaker. It doesn't grow. It doesn't multiply. It just sits still, doing nothing. But here's the truth. Playing it safe can be the most dangerous move of all. If you never invest, never take a chance, never try to grow, you stay exactly where you are. Financially stuck. No progress, no wealth, no freedom. So what's the fix? Start small, but start now. You don't have to take huge risks overnight. Begin with a small investment in an index fund. Try building a side hustle after work. Learn a high-income skill that can increase your earning potential. Each of these is a step toward a future where your money isn't just sitting still, it's working for you. Because in the end, the biggest risk is taking no risk at all. The wealthy know this. They're not reckless, they're bold. And if you want to build real wealth, you have to be willing to do the same. Rule number 7, multiple income streams versus one paycheck. Imagine this. What would happen if your paycheck suddenly stopped tomorrow? For most people, that thought is terrifying. One missed paycheck can mean total financial disaster. That's the harsh reality for those who rely on a single source of income. Everything, rent, bills, groceries, transportation, depends on that one stream of money. And if it's gone, there's no backup. No safety net. Just stress, debt, and survival mode. Now compare that to how the wealthy live. They don't depend on just one paycheck. In fact, they never do. They understand that relying on a single income is risky. That's why they build multiple streams of income, at least 3 or more. One stream might come from dividends in the stock market, another from rental income on real estate properties, another from a side business, online sales, or consulting work. So even if one stream slows down, the others keep flowing. They've built a system where money works for them, not the other way around. And here's the good news. You can do the same. You don't need to be rich to start building extra income. The fix is to start now. Start small. Look at your skills. Could you offer a freelance service online? Could you start a YouTube channel, a blog, or sell something you're passionate about? Could you learn about rental properties or invest a little each month into a stock index fund? Even an extra $500 a month can create breathing room, reduce stress, and begin building real wealth. Because at the end of the day, the rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. And if you want financial freedom, it's time to stop depending on one paycheck and start building your own income engine. Rule number 8, spending on value versus impulse buying. Let's talk about spending and the difference between spending wisely and spending emotionally. Here's a powerful truth. Rich people invest in quality. Poor people buy cheap and often. Wealthy individuals understand the value of long-term thinking, even when it comes to what they buy. They don't waste money on things that break quickly, wear out fast, or need constant replacement. They buy high-quality items, not because they're flashy, but because they last. A well-made pair of shoes, a durable appliance, a reliable vehicle. These may cost more upfront, but they save money in the long run. On the other hand, many people fall into the trap of buying cheap over and over again. A low-priced item might feel like a smart choice in the moment, but when it breaks, wears out, or stops working, it has to be replaced. That bargain ends up costing more over time, both in money and stress. But the issue isn't always about quality, it's also about impulse. The temptation to buy something right now, just because it's on sale or trending, is one of the biggest silent killers of your finances. So how do the wealthy avoid this trap? They apply a simple but powerful principle, the 24-hour rule. Before buying anything that isn't absolutely necessary, they wait. Just 24 hours. They step back, give themselves time to think, and ask, do I really need this? Will this improve my life? Or is it just a moment of emotional spending? Most of the time, that desire fades. What felt urgent yesterday feels unnecessary today. That pause creates clarity and saves money. This habit separates impulsive spending from intentional investing. Because the goal isn't to stop spending altogether. It's to spend in a way that aligns with your future, not just your feelings. So the next time you feel the urge to hit buy now, stop. Wait 24 hours and ask yourself, am I spending for value or just for the moment? Because financial success isn't just about how much you earn, it's about how wisely you spend. Rule number 9, networking. Surround yourself with winners. There's a powerful saying in the world of wealth. Your network is your net worth. And it's absolutely true. Wealthy people understand that success doesn't happen in isolation. They don't try to figure everything out on their own. Instead, they strategically build relationships with mentors, investors, entrepreneurs, and other high achievers. They surround themselves with people who inspire, challenge, and elevate them. Conversations are filled with ideas, strategies, and opportunities. They're constantly learning, not just from books, but from the minds of those who've already done what they're trying to do. This is how they gain access to deals, partnerships, and insights that most people never even hear about. Because in many cases, it's not just what you know, it's who you know. Meanwhile, many people spend their time in the wrong circles. They engage in gossip, small talk, and drama. They're surrounded by negativity, fear, and people who pull them down rather than lift them up. And over time, this has a massive impact, not just emotionally, but financially. If everyone around you is thinking small, staying stuck, and avoiding growth, how far do you think you can go? That's why the fix is simple, but life-changing. Audit your circle. Take a hard look at who you spend the most time with. Do they inspire you or drain you? Do they talk about goals or just complain about problems? Then, start making intentional moves. Join mastermind groups where people are focused on growth. Attend business events or networking meetups. Follow high-level thinkers and mentors online. Surround yourself, physically or digitally, with people who are already where you want to be. Because the truth is, proximity is power. The more time you spend with ambitious, driven, and forward-thinking people, the faster your mindset and your results will begin to shift. Remember, your network doesn't just reflect your net worth, it shapes it. Choose your circle wisely, and your future will thank you. Rule number 10, taxes, the hidden wealth drain. Here's a little-known secret about the wealthy. They don't just make more money, they keep more of it. One of the most powerful tools they use to do this? Taxes. Yes, you heard that right. While most people dread tax season, the rich see it as an opportunity. They know how to optimize their taxes using legal strategies like deductions, business write-offs, and tax-advantaged accounts. They structure their income, their investments, even their businesses in ways that reduce how much they owe. They take full advantage of retirement accounts, real estate depreciation, charitable donations, and more. Every dollar saved on taxes is a dollar that stays in their pocket, ready to be reinvested and multiplied. On the flip side, most people overpay taxes without even realizing it. They don't know what deductions they qualify for, they miss out on simple write-offs, and they file the basic way, leaving hundreds or even thousands of dollars on the table every year. Why? Because they don't know better, and no one ever taught them. But here's the good news. You don't have to be a millionaire to benefit from smart tax strategies. The fix? Start using tax tools and getting expert help. Use tax software like TurboTax, H&R Block, or Free Tax USA. These platforms guide you step by step, making sure you claim everything you're entitled to. Even better, if you can afford it, hire a tax professional. Especially if you're self-employed, run a side business, or invest, an accountant can find deductions you never knew existed. Because at the end of the day, you worked hard for your money. Don't give away more of it than you have to. The rich play by the same rules, but they know how to use those rules to their advantage. So learn the system, use the tools, and keep more of what you earn. Because every dollar you save in taxes is a dollar closer to financial freedom. The rich don't just build wealth for themselves, they pass it down. Wealthy families make financial education a priority. They teach their children about money, investing, and entrepreneurship from an early age. The conversation around wealth isn't just about spending. It's about growing, protecting, and multiplying it. They ensure that the next generation understands how to make money work for them, so they never have to start from zero. At the dinner table, they talk about assets, business strategies, and smart financial decisions. Instead of only focusing on getting good grades to secure a job, they encourage financial independence, ownership, and wealth-building habits. On the other hand, those who struggle financially often pass down limiting beliefs. Statements like, money is evil, or we're just not meant to be rich. These beliefs shape how children see the world, how they think about success, and how they handle their finances as adults. Instead of seeing money as a tool for freedom, they see it as something difficult, elusive, or even morally wrong. This cycle continues for generations, not because of a lack of intelligence or effort, but because of a lack of financial knowledge. When children grow up hearing that wealth is unattainable, they don't reach for it. When they're never taught how to invest, they never do. And so, they repeat the same struggles as their parents. Breaking this cycle requires a shift in mindset. Financial literacy must become a priority. Learning about money, investing, and business isn't just for the wealthy. It's for anyone who wants to change their future. Books, courses, and mentorship can provide the knowledge that was never taught in school. Wealth isn't just about having money. It's about knowing how to use it, protect it, and pass it on. The most valuable inheritance isn't just money. It's the knowledge of how to build, sustain, and grow it. Changing the financial future of a family starts with one person who decides to learn, apply, and teach the next generation. That is how true wealth is created, not just for one lifetime, but for many to come. At the end of the day, the difference between the rich and the poor isn't luck, it's habits. The poor stay poor because they repeat the same financial mistakes over and over. They live paycheck to paycheck, avoid investing, and let money control them instead of learning how to control money. The cycle continues, not because they lack intelligence, but because they never break free from the habits that keep them stuck. The rich take a different path. They recognize the patterns that hold people back, and they make a choice to break the cycle. They learn, adapt, and take action, small steps that compound into massive results over time. Wealth isn't built overnight, but it starts with a single habit. Just one change can shift everything. Open a savings account, read 10 pages of a finance book, negotiate a bill, and save extra cash. Make your money work for you instead of just working for money. The journey to financial freedom begins with a decision to stop living in survival mode and start building a future of abundance. Drop a comment below. What's one financial habit you're changing today? And don't forget to subscribe for more wealth building content. Let's create financial freedom together.